On August 16, 2022, the body of 24-year-old German woman Sharaban K was discovered brutally murdered in the back of her abandoned Mercedes. But who would want her dead? And was it really her? This is the story of the Instagram lookalike killer. Today on Death in Entertainment.
Live from Los Angeles.
911, what is your emergency?
Here in Hollywood now.
2 counts of murder,
Injury and death.
Oh my God!
Shocking new details.
That has stunned the entertainment world.
This makes me a little nervous.
The hair stood up on my arms.
Just like in the movies.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Death
In entertainment.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
How's it going?
What time is it where you are? My name is Kyle Plouffe.
My name is Mark Mulcairn.
And I'm Alejandro Dowling.
Yes, you are. And we are delving into the crazy story of the Instagram lookalike / doppelganger murder.
I have no clue what this is or what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Me
so
neither.
This might be our first social media murder. Because social media counts as entertainment.
Are you saying
Absolutely
there's
counts.
been like a string of them or something? Or it's
No,
like
there's been one major one that happened in Germany recently.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence.
So, Kyle, can you convince Mark that this is a great story?
Please.
He will be convinced by the end.
Okay.
And we will be convinced to go back to August 16th, 2022.
Nice segue.
All right, so August 16th, 2022 just happened. But what was happening in the world of pop culture, you guys?
Oh, man, I'm glad you asked. Well, there was a lot of music going on in August 16th of 2022.
There was a song or two.
A song or two. Number 4 on the charts at this time is Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. Which
Yes.
I was shocked. I'm like, wait a second. Did this take place in the 80s? Like, no, they re-released this song.
Yes, it came back into the pop culture zeitgeist, if you will.
Ooh, nice word.
Another German word, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know words, I think.
Desperately asked us.
Like Schadenfreude?
Yes.
Which our listeners are going through now.
Yeah. Yeah, it became popular again after Stranger Things season 4
Yeah.
or 3.
I didn't watch it, but I liked the fact that song came back. I liked it better when it came back. It gave it more emphasis and
Yeah.
power. But I don't like Stranger Things anymore. I don't care for it.
Oh, the newest season was the best one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it kind of fell off for me for a second, and then this season kind of recreated, because the first season was all kind of like E.T. and giving you the 80s vibes, and then the newest season was straight up horror, like Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, murder vibes. It was great.
Wow.
Was it better than Ghostbusters Afterlife?
You might not think so.
Okay.
I
Just
feel like
checking.
this is where you guys disagree. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Number 3, About Damn Time by Lizzo.
It's
I
about
thought you were
that
saying it's about damn time we got to number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also is that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
In a minute, I'm gonna need a sentimental man or woman.
Oh,
to
I've heard
pump me
that
up.
before.
Yeah.
Number 2, As It Was by Harry Styles.
Yep.
As it was, the pop industry was better off before this guy started
Oh
dominating.
boy, we got a Styles hater over here.
I know, Styles hater. Well,
I don't hate him.
He's the only pop culture mainstream person these days.
Yeah.
He's it.
I don't trust him.
We'll talk to him about
He
that.
won an award, and he was like, people like me usually don't win awards. And
Yeah.
everyone was like, what, a white man?
Yeah, a British white person.
Yeah, who's
And
straight,
then-
who's just having sex with Olivia Wilde and whoever he wants to.
To get cred, he's like, oh, I'm going to wear this dress, and I'm going to kind of talk funny and be ambiguous. Meanwhile, you said, he's fucking Olivia Wilde.
Yeah.
If you're truly part of the LGBTQA plus spectrum, you got to be sucking a dick or something. You can't just throw on a dress and say, okay, now I'm with you.
This is like a Bill Burr bit or something.
Hot take.
Hot take. Scorching. You should do your own Alejandro's Corner of Hot Takes. Alejandro, hot take.
He's fine. All right, what's number 1?
Number 1, Break My Soul by Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce's still out there, keeping the Bay Hive happy.
Yeah.
whatever that means.
Yeah, Kyle's kind of in
Yeah.
the know on this.
Yeah.
He's
Fandom.
part of the Bay Hive.
I am.
Because
Yeah.
you roasted me for knowing a little bit too much about Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
And
the
me
monsters.
about Mariah Carey. A little
Yeah,
bit,
you love Mariah Carey.
J Lo.
But it sounds like you're a Bay Hive inhabitant.
Yes.
And
I,
you
I
should-
helped construct the Bayhive.
And you should go to hell.
Yeah.
Whoa! That's literally a hot take.
I'm in
there.
Alejandro's hot corner over here. I'm taking over the hot corner with Alejandro.
Alejandro's Hot Corner with Mark Mulcahy.
Yeah, he couldn't come. It's too hot. Getting too hot. Too hot. What's going on at the box office, Alejandro?
Number 1, Bullet Train. Not to be confused with Money Train, the Wesley Snipes vehicle.
Which is
Yeah.
much better, in my opinion.
I didn't see Bullet
Do you
Train.
know who the third lead in that movie was?
Money Train?
Yeah.
Well, Woody was the second lead.
And then the
Woody Harrelson, of course.
I was like, Alan?
Not Alan.
J-Lo.
Oh, wow.
This train's going too fast.
Wait, what impression was that?
That was trying to be a Woody Allen impression.
Kyle's running his own show over here.
Yeah, you're doing this hot corner
I
over
know.
here. You're doing God knows what. You made up show.
We're out of pocket.
Number 2, DC League of Super Pets.
Yeah.
What?
It was an animated
What did I just say?
movie with Kevin Hart and like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
It sounds
doing-
terrible.
Yeah, it's just
If you liked Right Along too.
yeah, it's like yeah.
With friend of the show, Ace. He
Oh,
was
Ace is in that?
Right Along too.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, he has a good
hey,
scene
nice.
with Kevin Hart with the cast.
Wow.
He's like the bouncer.
No
Shout out-
way.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Ace.
Yeah, anyway, this movie is also trash, I think.
Yeah.
Number 3, Top Gun Maverick.
Never heard of it.
This and number 3, I mean, it must have been number 1 for a year before it was number 3.
I
Yeah.
bet,
It made a ton of money.
Yeah, I think at this point it was out for like 87 days or something. So it sunk down a little bit, then went back up.
Everybody saw this movie but me.
Made
But
over
me,
$1 billion.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, it's awesome. You guys are nuts.
Wait,
Yeah.
you did like it.
I did.
And you liked Val Kilmer, like, not saying
That was
anything?
that was a weird portion, but they had say what you will about Tom Cruise. He he took care of his buddy there. He brought him back in.
It's too sad. I can't watch it.
It was an uplifting moment.
Was
and Val
it?
Kilmer's still alive. He's okay.
I know, but,
He
I mean,
can't
he's
talk.
not okay.
He had his fun.
He's okay. He can't talk
Yeah.
or eat normally, but he's fine.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got. Don't worry. He's okay. He's gonna be okay.
He's got that MacGruber money. He'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah. He's got that real genius residuals
Yeah.
coming in still.
The Batman Forever checks.
Yeah, never know.
And number 1. Oh, wait, we did number 1.
We did.
That means we can kickstart this damn episode.
Let's
get
get
in
in.
here.
Okay. So we're going straight into the meat and potatoes here.
Let's do it.
I'm hungry.
So it was on August 15th, which is my birthday. Hey, we've talked about that.
It
Hello.
never ends with Kyle's birthday.
I know.
connections.
Yeah, people are going to be able to steal my identity, talking about my mom's name, my birthday, where I
Yeah.
grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they'll get the identity. They're like, we don't want
Yeah,
this.
dude. Make it better.
Next week he posts his social security number.
Yeah, please take my identity.
Yeah. There was an abandoned Mercedes found with the body of a young woman inside in the backseat. They identified the body as 24-year-old Sharaban K from Munich, Germany.
This was in Germany?
Yes, so this entire thing happened in Germany. It's still like an ongoing thing. So the German media, for some reason, does not want to put out everyone's last name, so they put out their last initial.
Is that what they always do?
I don't know,
Huh.
to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's been the case with this. I don't know if they do it just during like they don't want to like sully anyone's name if they have like tighter media laws there than we do. Because out here we'll just say anything we want in the media, and
As
it's
long
just
as
out
they're
there.
as long as they're over 18, but sometimes
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
In here, we'll say anything we want.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like a really obviously sad discovery. Sharaban, she was, a lively 24-year-old woman. She had previously been married. They had got divorced, and she was dating this new guy, Sharik. And she actually called her parents to be like, hey, I got to meet with my ex-husband to go over like one final talk. We'll have it out. And then, things didn't end well for them. So her parents were like, call us when you leave, call us when you get there, and call us when you get home. And she was like, great. So she let them know she was on the way, and then they never heard anything back from her.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They had a feeling.
It's not just a Black Eyed Peas song.
Wait,
Got a feeling.
Oh my God. I thought we could have one episode where we didn't talk about the Black Eyed Peas here.
I got a feeling.
In case you didn't understand Kyle's reference, he's now going to sing it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
In case you needed that.
So, her parents were obviously worried about this interaction. And when they didn't hear back from her, obviously not feeling great about it. They're calling, they're texting, getting nothing back.
Yeah.
So that night, they go out and they're like, we can't call the police. They don't care right now. She's only been out for a few hours. We're going to go searching for her. So they go to the neighborhood, where they think she was, and found her car almost immediately. It was just parked on the street, and when they look inside, they see their daughter dead in the back seat.
Oh, my God.
They found her.
Yes. Her parents.
Oh, my God.
Man.
Covered in blood. Like, they don't know what the hell happened, but her face was, like, nearly ripped off. Like, it was all cut up and disfigured. Yeah, and, like, mutilated.
Oh, my God.
Face was mutilated.
Just finding your daughter dead would be horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even worse in that state, it's like
Insane.
as gruesome as it gets.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, so they call the police. The police show up with medics, obviously. They take the daughter's body to the hospital for an autopsy. And when they take the body, the parents go to the hospital. They positively identify her as their daughter. After this is like after midnight, going from August 15th to 16th. So it's like super late at night when they find her. The parents the next day actually go and put out a statement in the media saying their daughter was the victim of a brutal murder and they need the public's help in finding her killer. Which is weird because they know that she was going to visit her ex-husband.
Yeah. So that he's the number one suspect right off the bat, right?
You would think so.
Was it for legal reasons that they weren't naming him yet?
He wasn't a wanted person, or right away was he like, oh yeah, he had an alibi right off the bat, or what happened?
No, they hadn't even like talked to him yet. Like the police were like, oh, who would have done this? And the parents were like, I don't know. And so the parents went to the media and were asking for the public's help in finding out who could have done this to their daughter.
Okay, this isn't smelling right.
It was so weird. Like, that would obviously be public enemy number one.
Yeah, you would go to his front door immediately.
Yes.
And demand.
Where is she?
The
What did you
person
do?
last seen with her.
Yeah, like literally they were worried about her going to see her ex-husband, and they still didn't like go out in the public and say like, where is this guy or whatever. It was just very odd. Very odd.
Kind of like the behavior of the Laundry family.
Yeah.
When all that went down. Just
Brian Laundrie.
Yes, Gabby Petito
Yeah.
case. Just odd behavior that doesn't make any sense unless there's some guilt there.
I don't think there's guilt. I think they might have known the ex-husband and not wanted to think that he did it. But it's just a very odd thing that
Maybe
they
not
know
guilt. Yeah, you're right.
Who she was with, and they're still like, who could have done this?
Yeah, I just
maybe
mean
they,
it's
maybe
odd.
they liked the guy too. Maybe he was like a charming guy. They're like, he could not have done this. It was clearly someone else.
Yeah. So this is when, this is weird, but then it gets way weirder. Witnesses start calling the police, who start getting in touch with the medical examiner because they're saying the next day, the girl whose picture was in the newspaper, they're seeing driving around town with a guy. And they're like, oh, that's the girl that was supposed to be murdered. It looks just like her. So they're getting like multiple calls from people. And so the postmortem examination is obviously used to identify how someone died. But then on top of it, you can use it to actually identify the person. And they had already gotten like multiple IDs from Sharaban's family. So they have the parents that are like, this is definitely her. Her cousins and like aunts and uncles came in and they're like, this is definitely her. But the medical examiner started getting wind from the police being like, they're seeing her drive around town. So they take her fingerprints and run it through a database. And that takes a little bit of time. But they realize her fingerprints don't match Sharaban's fingerprints.
So do they do dental records? That's a big thing, right?
For this, yeah, you would think so. I don't know in
It
Germany.
was before DNA was a big
Yeah,
thing.
Germans are like pretty good at stuff like that.
You would
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some history with.
Oh, they got history, all right.
Yeah,
With
in the
some-
medical field.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Mengele did a few experiments that led to advances in
Yeah.
medicine and technology.
Yeah. So they run these fingerprints and they realize it's not her, but they don't know who it is yet. They're like, these fingerprints do not match what we have for Sharaban. And
Because like in America, you have to like have been arrested in order to be in the fingerprint database.
yeah, I don't know if Germany, they do it right from the start. They like keeping tabs on people in Germany, maybe.
Like right out the womb, you like the baby puts his hand out and then they take
Get
the
him!
prints right out the. They put handcuffs on right away.
Yeah, it's like pre-crime.
Yeah. But like 20 years in the future, they put the cuffs
This
right
baby looks a little rough.
Yeah. A little forearm tattoo for them.
I see some bad things in the future.
Yeah. So when they realize that the fingerprints don't match, they run a DNA test, and obviously that takes a little bit of time. But like we've found out through other cases that you'll send your DNA for that they try to find a killer.
Did it come up that she was 100% that bitch?
Yeah, it was Lizzo.
Well, her song was popular.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, God.
I had to say it.
You did.
So
You
they
did.
do the DNA
I
test.
did say it. Sorry.
They do the DNA test to find out, if they can get an exact match or find out who this person is related to. And the police go to the media after this, and they put out a statement in the newspaper, in the news. They say that they have doubts about who the victim is. And if anybody sees Sharaban, report it to the police immediately. And so they start getting more calls from people being like, we definitely saw this girl driving around town with her boyfriend. Like, we know that that's definitely her.
The ex or the new guy? Sharik.
Sharik, the new guy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she was riding around with Sharik.
Yes.
So if they talk to Sharik, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know she's right there."
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
why don't they talk to her?
Yeah.
I don't
Is this
know.
the idiot plot?
Yeah, it really is.
Just go talk to the main suspects.
I thought the Germans were smart.
Right. They're good at this stuff.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
On both ends.
So tips come flying in like crazy. This girl is not, if it really is Sharaban, she's not trying to hide at all. She's out in public. She's going to pizza shops. She's going to the gas station.
She's doing open mics.
Yeah, she's bombing at a bar somewhere.
We're gonna do a comedy in this bar. I hope that's okay, everyone.
What do you call a Jew mixed with a potato?
Everyone's like, yeah, we should get going anyway. It's getting very late here. And
A Jew-tato.
yeah, the comedy is not getting better here, and we're gonna go.
This translation.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and why is he doing it in English?
Yeah.
Like literally, we all German here.
Yeah.
So the DNA,
Check, please.
the DNA and the fingerprints, they do come back. They end up being 100% match for another woman. This woman is 23-year-old Khadijah O. And she's a beauty blogger that lived 100 miles away from where she was found in the back of Sharaban's car.
Any relation to Karen O from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs?
Might be. She's
You did the little Lizzo. Never mind. I'm losing it, folks.
all right. So if it already wasn't before, there is now a full-on police investigation with many questions to answer. Like, these two did not know each other. How did they get mixed up together? And where the fuck is Sharaban if this girl's dead in her back seat?
Yeah, and how did she get access to her car?
Yeah. Completely mangled, covered in blood, in the back seat of an open car parked on the street. What the
Yeah.
hell's going on?
And that's
What's
a
up with
scene.
that?
Yeah, what is up with that, Mark? That's a scene that wants to be found.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the beginning of a Law and Order. Dun, dun.
Dun, dun. This is the biggest thing, too. She looked very, very similar to Sharaban. Like, they could have been twins. Police started digging into both of their pasts through interviews and were not getting far. People had alibis, you know. They didn't know how these two people could get mixed up. It wasn't until they got their hands on each woman's social media accounts that they found some answers starting to form. They found that Sharaban had created multiple accounts on Instagram in an attempt to connect with someone who looked like her.
Egotistical.
Yeah. She had been messaging with 5 different women before setting her sights on Khadijah, who she had decided looked the closest to her. So she reached out to Khadijah, originally saying, hey, I'm this famous artist from Germany, Loon, who is like a famous German rapper that also looks like both of them.
So she's pretending to be Loon.
Yes.
She sounds like a bit of a loon.
She is a bit of a loon. So she goes, hey, this is Loon, and I want you to star in my new music video. And Khadijah was actually smart about this. She was worried that it was a scam. So she actually...
As you should be. Like, anyone messaging you on any platform is usually has bad intentions.
Yeah. And there couldn't have been many followers to this account if she just, like, randomly made it up.
Yeah.
You'd be able to see that it was not
Yeah.
the real thing.
So she actually sends a voice message on Instagram to the actual Loon. And it's like, hey, here's a screenshot of this conversation I got. I just want to make sure that this is real.
Yeah.
And if it's a scam, then whatever.
Let me know.
Will the
Yeah.
real Loon please stand up?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Literally. And she's saying, like, you know, I know you get messages all the time, but if you see this, please respond to me. Loon actually does see it, gets back to her, and says, girl, that is a fake. Do not respond.
Yeah. And he's like, I would never put you in my music video.
That's another thing. That's another thing. I was like, oh, that's really nice, but it's also pretty rude.
Yeah. Wake up, girl.
Yeah, you are not in my sights.
You're not material.
Are you nuts? Erase that email.
Erase your whole profile, too.
Yeah.
I would never contact you.
Ever. So, yeah, it's crazy that she actually responded to her. But Khadijah was just like, okay, I'm not going to respond to this person anymore, and she just leaves it at that. So you would think that would be where the story ends, but Sharaban does not give up. She's a very persistent one. She creates another account and says, hey, girl, I'm a fan of your beauty blog. Like, I love what you do. I have a bunch of free makeup that I would love to give to you so you can review it on Instagram.
Wait a minute. So that was that popular, the blog?
Yeah,
she
how
was
many
doing?
followers was this getting?
I think she had a decent amount.
Like 20,000 or 30,000?
Maybe. Yeah, I think it's 5 figures at least. Yeah.
So that would have been believable that someone wanted to send her product.
Yes.
Okay.
But the biggest thing that there's been other beauty bloggers that came out and were like, I don't know why she didn't realize that something fishy was going on, because when a makeup brand wants you to review their stuff for free, they'll mail you their product and not be like, hey, you have to meet up with me at my house.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
a lot of
That's
beauty
sketchy.
bloggers, I mean, people would say it's victim blaming, but they're like trying to wrap their heads around why she would do that. Why would you go to meet up with someone in person?
Not everybody thinks with, that part of their brain.
Yeah, if you're middling like that, you're like at that level of followership, like you're kind of like you're a little bit desperate. You want as much attention as possible.
Yeah.
I think at that point, like once you get to 100,000, then you could be like, yeah, mail me whatever. I don't meet up with people. I don't talk to people.
Yeah.
And do that. But then at that point, maybe she's like, I got to do a little bit more of an effort in order to get this off the ground a little bit more.
Yeah. There's some people that are also saying that she could, because the actual messages with her haven't been released to the public yet, since it is an ongoing thing still. But they're saying that she might have been duped with Sharaban saying, hey, we're having this big product release party. We're sending you a car, or you just meet up with this driver here and we'll take you to the event. So it could have possibly been a thing where it was like made to be bigger than it was.
But you never know before you get too big. Like, you don't know what that looks like, the next step, the next level. You know, that's why people get duped so easily in Hollywood or in a lot of endeavors like that, because no one knows what it is and you don't want to give up an opportunity.
Yeah. And to add to that, I think there's some manifestation going on where she really wants this to be true.
Yeah.
And when you are about to make it, like you said, you don't know what that looks like. So in your head, you're just going, boy, I hope this opportunity is the real thing, and I'm going to take a risk on it.
Yeah. And we know that she's not that dumb because she also already caught Sharaban in a lie when it came to her pretending to be Loon. So she's not totally just like believing anything anyone sends her.
That was a very sensible thing to do.
Yeah. So Sharaban and her boyfriend went and picked up Khadijah, and they came up with some reason why she had to get in the car with them to drive someplace to pick up the makeup. And so she got in the car with them, and they drove to a wooded area and got her out of the car somehow and brutally attacked her. She was stabbed over 55 times with multiple blades. And like I said, her face was like nearly cut off. And that was for a very specific reason because this was a ploy to fake her own death. So
Okay, I didn't know this.
She wanted someone who looked just like her that she could kill, throw in her car, and then her parents and family would be like, oh, that's her, no questions asked, and she could go and live a life post-death.
Why did she want to disappear like that?
So this is the most disgusting part.
More disgusting than the face that was cut off?
Yeah, well, other than killing somebody, the most
it's like if you told the story of Ed Gein, and after you got to all the lampshades he made in his house, you're like, no, here's the most gruesome part.
Here's the most disgusting part. His mom jerked him off. No, she had no good reason. It was literally because she said after she was caught that she was having disputes with her family and she wanted to get away from them.
Wow, that seems very minimal.
Very minimal. Especially when it comes to her parents being like, call us when you get to your ex's house, call us after, call us when you get home. Clearly they care about her.
Yeah.
Like it's
maybe they're smothering too. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
They could be smothering.
I'm not saying it's accurate or it's obviously you shouldn't be killing other people to pretend that they're you. But
that
yeah,
seems like a nice thing.
But
to
you
do.
know what I mean? Like maybe they were just like very smothering her entire life and just not giving her any air to breathe as a person. Because I don't know, Germany's like that. It can be dangerous, but it seems. Yeah. I don't know what I want to go there to Germany just to see what it's all about.
Yeah,
it seems very nice, but it also seems like the state is very big there and it's like a big presence. And I don't know.
It just seems like a very drastic thing to do when you're 24 years old, you have a job, you can just move.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, to compare it to like the U.S. The U.S. you could just get lost in like this country and like people would never hear from you ever again.
Europe, you can come and go as you please.
You
can go to any country.
No, he means like if you want to disappear, you can disappear.
That's what I'm saying about Europe too. It's like you can just float around and go wherever you want.
I guess so. Yeah, with the EU
But there's more space in the U.S.
Yeah.
You can choose any country you want.
What if you get
UK?
spotted on the
auto?
What if you get spotted on
country?
What if somebody spots you on the Autobahn?
Yeah.
Then
you weren't driving fast enough.
You're undisappeared.
Go faster.
Yeah.
That's a crazy way to deal with stress and wanting to disappear, to go kill somebody and fake your death.
People do that though. Like I remember they found this guy in like I think it was New York City, and he was they found him. He died there. This was like a couple years ago, and he was someone that went missing from Connecticut like 20 to 30 years earlier or something. He's just a guy who had a wife, kids, and family who just fucking decided to I'm just gonna disappear into the streets of New York as just some single guy living there with a roommate, and just leave my family.
Wow.
It's like I don't know. People are just like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Didn't Desmond Taylor do that?
Yeah, he did kind of, but I think he
didn't disappear though. He went to Hollywood, but
yeah, he did.
But he ditched.
He
his
changed his
family
name and he ditched his family.
They didn't know where he went really.
That's a good point, because I think it's easier to do in the U.S., especially around the 1900s. You know, you could just really disappear into this country like 100 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, she threw her in her car after killing her, so that is right there is evidence that that's actually her after hatching her face off or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, did she leave her wallet there with her and like all that stuff to make it all the identifying factors to make it look like it was her also?
Yeah.
Or just leave her in the car?
Yeah. No, she left
Like her driver's
identifying stuff.
license,
Yes. Yeah.
And a note saying, "Hi, my name is."
I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
Push play on the tape recorder.
Yeah. There's 13 tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's such a drastic thing to do when you're an adult, you could just pack up and move. You decide for months to go over this plot with your boyfriend to set up your ex-husband to be like, oh, I was with him. And nobody even accused him of anything.
Yeah.
Like, that is the most insane part to me, that not one person was like, oh, she was going to see him last and he doesn't even get like really talked to.
No.
They just go to the press immediately and are like, someone help us. We have no idea what happened.
And he wasn't involved?
No, the boyfriend was. The ex-husband that she was saying she was going to meet, she never met with.
Sharik was how it was an accomplice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And wait, what are you saying, though, about the family? Why were they acting sketchy about it?
I just think they were dumb.
Okay. So that's just a coincidence.
Yes.
Because it looks really guilty.
Yeah.
Like they're hiding something, but I guess they weren't.
No.
How about the girl's family who was killed? Actually, like, what were they? Like, how were they dealing with this?
Right. Were they aware? Was she missing?
She was missing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that was the thing, is like she was missing for a while, and after the DNA test came back and the fingerprints came back, that's when they were able to contact her family to be like, hey, this person that we thought was someone else is actually your daughter. So sorry about that.
They must have like subpoenaed. I'm sure they have a different word for it. But they got like the Instagram messages and everything, and were able to like get her computer and stuff.
Yeah.
And see all this communication clearly.
Yeah, they found all the fake accounts that Sharaban had on
Yeah.
her phone. Now it's a full-on manhunt for Sharaban. And they're, trying to track moves. They're trying to track the tip line, who people called in and said, oh, we saw her here, here, and here.
Which the tip lines can be full of,
Bullshit.
for lack of a better word, loons
Yeah.
calling in.
Yeah.
Making stories up.
Yes, 100%. And that was kind of what they thought at first when people were calling in to be like, that girl's picture in the newspaper looks just like this girl that I just saw with her boyfriend, and they're just driving around town.
Like what? I'm surprised at how much they're driving around town. It seems like they're like, it's like a Miss America thing where she's on the roof of a
Right.
Mercedes or something.
They're like, no, I'm dead now. I'm good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
everything's good.
And we found out how that could happen because Mark shared with us a picture of doppelganger Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you were on the manhunt for Kyle and you saw this guy,
Yeah.
you'd be like, hey.
But
that's
I wonder,
Kyle.
why didn't she just leave town right then? That's the time to go.
Exactly. She's so
She's
dumb.
like just lazy.
Yeah, she just had no actual plan. She's plotting with all these messages for months, but doesn't have the full plan. And her boyfriend is in on it too. He doesn't have a plan. It's just like, oh, cool, we'll just hang out here like you're dead and everything's fine. Like, if she was clearly staying with him, they could have just shown up to his house at any time.
It's so dumb.
And that's the thing. They found the car, and it was around the corner from the boyfriend's house.
oh my God.
So they parked
It's so
her.
obvious.
They parked her dead. It's just in that car, so it would be found and easily found.
Yeah.
And that they didn't realize it was going to be found by Sharaban's parents.
Oh.
God.
Yeah. So they were like, someone will just see this and report it, and it'll be fine. But they had no plan to escape. She would have been sleeping over at her boyfriend Sharik's house, and the cops could have shown up at any time and been like, oh, there she is. So Sharaban, they were getting all these tips. They started surveying local businesses and checking their CCTV, and they found footage of her at a pizza shop in town, and
Like a Sbarro?
yeah, she was going to
Sbarro.
yeah, she was going to Papa John's.
It's 1995. She went there after Sam Goody.
Yeah, yeah, no, and they arrested her in public when she was at like a gas station, and they started putting the pieces together. They went and arrested Sharik at his own apartment by himself.
Wow.
They were both arrested and indicted on manslaughter charges.
Way worse than murder.
Yeah, it sounds way
Sounds
worse.
worse. I think it was a tactic, though, because they were arrested on manslaughter charges, and then they were held in jail for months.
While waiting for them to give each other up, maybe?
Yes, because they don't know, and still to this day, they don't know who actually stabbed her. If they both did, if they didn't do it, if one person did it, if the other person didn't, because like one person would be an accomplice and a kidnapper, the other one would be the actual murderer.
Yeah, and
So-
who to charge with what, yeah.
Yeah.
So they figured, let him sit in a cell and wait to tell us everything.
Yeah.
And I have a question. What's in it for him, Sharik?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Because you know how I guess there might be an insurance scam?
There's no money involved.
There's nothing to win out of this.
That's how upsetting this whole thing is literally she had an argument with her parents, and like a spoiled little brat was just like, I want to go missing. And instead of running away or moving away like an adult, she murdered someone who looked like her so her parents would grieve her death.
And it's so depressing to think that, like you said, she was this lively young girl.
Yeah.
And presented with a pretty exciting opportunity, and then a pretty exciting, sponsorship or gift of this makeup.
Yeah.
So she's really excited right before she's brutally murdered.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So awful.
Yeah. So the police came out and they said in a public statement that these two picked up Khadijah and drove her to a wooded area where they lured her out of the vehicle and brutally murdered her in an attempt to fake Sharaban's death. They were formally charged with murder. The charges were upgraded to murder in January, the last week of January 2023. So this just happened.
Wow.
Less than a month ago.
Oh, wow.
They're currently awaiting trial for the murder of 23-year-old Khadijah O.
Put them to death.
Seriously, I don't think.
They don't have the death penalty, I don't think, in Germany.
I think they got rid of that.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
They used to throw it around willy-nilly.
Yeah.
But,
If they can make an exception, I think this would be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and-
like getting off the highway going very quickly. Go to like a 20-mile-per-hour street.
We do not murder or torture people anymore.
Anymore.
Anymore. And yeah, it's unclear who carried out the actual stabbings, and neither of the two are cooperating with police. They've both gone silent, sitting in jail, awaiting their days in court. So that's a strategic move to be like, hey, the burden's on you to, find out who actually stabbed her. And if you can't, then, what are we going to do here?
Besides the fact that they're despicable people that deserve to die,
Yeah.
that is pretty brilliant.
What?
No, because you need to charge somebody with the murder.
Oh, yeah.
So to not know who did it,
Yeah.
that's a big problem in prosecution.
Yeah.
I would say, isn't it?
It might not hold up. I don't know.
Or can you say they both did it?
Well, I don't know how the German, court system really works, but
Yeah.
one person would have to be charged. But there can be. I don't know. I think there's ways around that. Like
Okay.
there is.
I hope there would be.
Yeah,
You know what I
accessory.
mean?
You could be an accessory to it and still be considered like just as bad.
But, oh, really? You think just as bad an accessory is the same?
I think if that's the bare minimum, they're both getting charged with because they can't charge anyone with murder. I don't know. It's confusing. I think that's a very lawyerly question there.
That is an interesting idea, though.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you don't know exactly who did it.
Because they don't. I guess they don't have the murder weapon, and therefore they don't have the prints on that or anything on it, so they don't know exactly who did it. But everything else points to that. So I'm sure it's a tactic from the court system just to hold them as long as they can, and just hope that one of them will rat out the other one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let one of them go crazy.
Yeah. And then keep telling them like, yeah, your girlfriend's here telling us quite the story over here.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something before she does? And then all
Yeah,
that stuff. I'm
exactly.
assuming the guy. I don't know. For some reason, I think the guy is the one who probably did most of the cutting.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's clearly premeditated. She went and messaged all these different women, tried to get Khadijah twice, got her on the second one, like gave
she
her the
really
address to
wanted
show
this,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, like clearly that's premeditated.
Yeah, but Kyle, you know that some people are persuasive.
Yeah,
Charles Manson didn't murder Sharon Tate,
that is true.
but he convinced his goons to do it.
Yeah.
Still got charged.
She could have convinced Sharik, which I think
I'm
is the more
sure.
likely scenario.
Maybe.
They said there were, I don't know how they even know this, but they said there were multiple knives used. So they both probably did it, let's be honest. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they both, just to make sure they were both, on the hook for it, they both, gave a couple stabs.
yeah, one of them is more sadistic, and I would assume it's the one who wanted someone to die, which is Sharaban.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, and
for
I think-
sure. She created this world.
Yeah.
But I still can't get over this guy.
Yeah, he's... Ugh.
Like, what woman would be worth doing that to kill another human being and then go to jail for life, possibly die over this?
Yep.
That is insane.
All in an attempt to not talk to her family again.
This family must have been really bad.
Yeah, what did they tell? Boring stories?
Yeah.
At Christmas time or
She
something?
didn't like the cut of their jib.
Yeah.
They didn't want to do another round of Cards Against Humanity with them?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, we're not going to know the final details till this trial actually starts later this year. But, yeah, it's just, that's very disturbing.
Just to get away. Yeah, but she just wanted to move to like, where'd she want to go? Did she
Southwest commercial want to get away?
need to get away?
Just brutally murdering someone.
Yeah, well, like she had no destination. Maybe she want to go to Italy or, Turks and Caicos or something.
Go
or,
to Sweden or something. Like,
That's what you do immediately after. Like,
yeah.
that is the plan.
They're like, well, we'll just go see Top Gun Maverick. They really want to see that, and then we'll go away after that.
Yeah.
yeah, they wanted to see Bullet Train.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't travel until I've seen Bullet Train.
Yeah, pizza shops and gas stations. Just driving around town, not hiding at all.
They're just chilling.
Yeah.
They're so dumb, too.
Yeah, not smart.
As dumb, as sadistic.
Yeah.
They're as dumb as they are sadistic.
Maybe
Yes,
they just
very.
didn't have enough money to travel, and they were just going to live around the corner from her family, and just, she just liked the idea she didn't have to talk to her family anymore.
And both families, let's picture this. One family has to deal with their fact that they were hated so much that their daughter killed another human being
An innocent person.
just so that they didn't have to, she didn't have to see them again.
Yeah.
And then the other family lost their daughter
Yeah.
over this stupid situation.
So dumb.
Yeah, and she was a popular blogger. She on the upward, slope of being. I think there's a lot of money in that. I don't know.
Has to
I don't
be.
really
Oh,
know
yeah, you
that
can get-
world of makeup. Influencer.
Yeah, makeup tutorials. You can
If
do
you're
YouTube,
an influencer,
TikTok.
yeah. That people will send you products. That's why she fell for it.
100%.
So you live a really nice life if you're successful because people will listen to you. So
Yeah.
she would have just kept growing.
Yeah, get her own products. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah, so this is still ongoing. The trial is happening later this year. They are, awaiting their day in court and keeping their mouths shut as a tactic. And who knows what's going to happen, but hopefully they both spend the rest of their days in jail.
You have the right to remain silent, I guess.
I think one of them's going to throw the other under the bus.
Someone's
I
going
think
to flip.
it's gonna be her. She's
Yeah.
gonna put it on him.
She might try to flip, but
If you can kill somebody,
yeah.
you can throw your accomplice under the bus.
Oh, for sure.
It's
But
going to happen.
I think the boyfriend has a case, but why doesn't what's stopping him?
Yeah.
And then what tactics are they going to keep using to get information out of them?
Yeah.
Like, you want a sip of this Diet Coke?
You want the Snickers mini?
It's very good. They take a bite, and the caramel is like, there's a string of it.
All you have
All
to-
right, I did it. And then he eats the candy bar.
Okay, sign right here.
Yeah, so let us know your thoughts in the comment section.
Please, yeah.
Who's going to flip on who? Are they going to jail? Should
Well,
they...
this is going to be a fun one because we can keep up on this and like see what how it progresses and stuff, and see who gets put away and for how much time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No parole.
Yeah, in my
No.
opinion, no parole for sure.
Or whatever they call it in Germany.
Throw the book at them. Yeah. Put them away.
Yeah, we need Christoph Waltz to go and beat the shit out of them.
Ooh, yeah. Send Peter Weller, too.
Yeah, Peter Weller. As we found out
He'll
in
get
our
answers.
Corey Haim episode, Peter Weller has no problem beating up anyone of any age.
Yeah, RoboCop will get the
He
answers.
beat up a 13-year-old Corey Haim on set because he said he liked his acting.
Said he loved him.
Yeah, we're following our big Corey Haim spectacular.
Yeah, jeez.
How do you follow that?
Can't.
Can't, really.
Yeah,
You
we're doing
cannot.
our best here, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what they really should do is make these two clowns listen to Corey Feldman's music.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
They'll
to
be
torture them.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
I know that's worse than Dr. Mengele.
yeah. They'll be singing like canaries after that.
Kill me!
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was me. Yeah, put me in the gas. Let's bring the gas chambers back.
They lie like he didn't even do it, but he's like, I did it.
Yeah.
Just turn it off.
Turn off Feldman.
No more Corey's Angels.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
You don't like the Corey Feldman?
Yeah, so that's the story.
That was good. I knew nothing about it, but this was fascinating.
Yeah, this is cool. I knew nothing about this, but I guess it turns out, try to find out who your doppelganger is and whether or not they're trying to get rid of their parents.
Yeah, for real.
And never appear in a music video where you're supposed to be a look-alike.
Yeah.
Deados,
Deados.
have you ever wanted to change your identity, or have you?
Have you done it?
Oh.
We want to hear about it.
We're doing like theme shows. It's like Maury Provich.
Yeah. Anonymous or not.
Yeah.
Send us an email at deathandentertainment@gmail.com.
Please, or send give us a comment or give us a follow on Instagram at Death and Entertainment.
YouTube, TikTok.
Same.
Make it happen.
Do we have any new reviews or interesting feedback?
We do from our friend Afzal.
He's the best.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Afzal. Yeah, he's a
Along
very
with,
well-informed person.
Yeah, and along with all the other Deados that
We
I
love
think
them all.
are the
yeah.
best too.
So many.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he actually said that he was surprised at your guys' critique of Synecdoche, New York.
Mark, do you have a rebuttal? Because he called it a forlorn masterpiece.
And he said it was Philip Seymour Hoffman's best performance.
That's bullshit.
I-
Come on.
No, come on.
Put that next to before. He didn't even see Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. He admitted that.
That is
Yeah.
true.
So that's his best performance.
I found
I don't
it-
even know about that.
Okay, then what is Kyle?
Patch Adams.
This is great.
ridiculous.
He's really good in that.
Yeah. It's Robin Williams' best too, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Afzal, by the way, said one of the best episodes.
Yes.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. I want to make sure we say that.
You said it.
Yeah, we got it. It's on the record.
Mark, do you have a rebuttal though?
To what?
Synecdoche?
Oh, it's just ridiculous. Just inaccessible nonsense.
Okay.
It's my opinion.
That's his Rotten Tomatoes review.
yeah.
Inaccessible nonsense.
Skip it.
And let's not forget, this guy, I'm pointing to me,
Yeah.
fell asleep in the theater watching Synecdoche.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Maybe you're a little
know.
tired.
What are you implying?
You fell asleep at a concert too, so you fell asleep.
Yeah, the Red Hot Chili Peppers
Yeah. Did
you
during
really?
the encore.
Yeah.
But that's a long story. It was in Madison, Wisconsin back in the day. There was a lot of reefer smoking.
Yeah.
All right?
Getting wild.
All right, send us an email, deathandentertainment@gmail.com.
Please.
Apple reviews, we need more of them.
Yep, send them.
We want to read them, too, on the podcast.
Yes.
And Spotify, give us a good rating, too.
Yep. We love you. We thank you. And until next time.
Don't go dying on us.
You have just heard
A true Hollywood murder mystery.
I have never seen anything like this before.
The movies, Broadway, music, television, all of it.
A place that manufactures
nightmares.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
Good night. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon.